Hello there from beautiful Tamarindo, Costa Rica. As you can see behind us, we're in an amazing villa. We got ocean views, a beautiful sunset, a pool. What else could you want? And right now we've been on a bit of a run. Right here we're in Costa Rica. The week before, however, we're in a villa in Mexico. Now before that, we're in the Ritz-Carlton in Toronto, Canada. And before that, luxury high-rise in Miami. Now, the reason I bring this up isn't to brag, but I'm a 23-year-old who a few short years ago wanted all these things and didn't have any of it. I was bound to a home in Houston, Texas that I didn't want to be. I was in environments I didn't want to be in, not making the money that I wanted, and all I understood was that I needed to make a change in my life. I knew where I wanted to go, I just didn't know how to get there. So I had to go through so much pain of studying how the world works, studying universal laws, figuring out the right mental frameworks and mental models that would lead me to have the life that I want, which is the life I have here today. The life that I've manifested for myself, the life that I saw once in my head that I didn't have, that through taking each and every step, by going through all the pain, by isolating myself, I was able to figure out the necessary steps to bring me here. Now to a point where quite literally I'm able to go wherever I want. My business continues to grow no matter what I do. And I get to live the ultimate dream life that I once wanted so bad. And it's amazing, don't get me wrong. It's very satisfying and I love it. I'm very blessed. God has blessed me with so many things at such a young age. And you can't help but feel extremely grateful for everything that you have. But the reason for me coming on here today is to explain to you guys some of the mental models and mental frameworks that I had to instill inside of myself to be able to build this life for myself. Because you don't get this by accident. These amazing things that you have, that you see around me, and other people who you see have amazing things, it's not by accident. It's something that has to be very carefully designed. You have to become the architect of your life and very carefully plan out where you're gonna go. Because a captain, if he doesn't know to which port he sails to, then no wind is favorable. You within your life, you're the captain of your life. You need to understand exactly where you're gonna go, or you have zero chance of getting there. Far too many people have zero clarity and they don't know where they're gonna go, so it's impossible for them to reach a destination that's actually worthy or a destination that anybody would actually want. So again, I'm gonna explain to you guys some of the mental models that I had to instill inside of myself, some of the things I had to teach myself, because I'm completely self-educated. This day and age, if you're educated by the school system, you're gonna be taught a bunch of garbage, a bunch of stuff that doesn't apply to your life, and you're gonna be bred to be a 9-to-5 worker within the system. The system doesn't want you to be in this situation. The system doesn't want you to be a free, independent thinker that has freedom to go where he wants, speak on what he wants, and live the life that he wants, because the system wants sheep. We know this, we understand this. This is what you're bred to be within the normal college education system, within the mainstream media. So you have to break yourself out of the matrix and become what I like to call self-educated. You have to learn how to teach yourself the things that you need to know. And the cool thing is you don't completely have to do it on your own. You could pull this information from people who have already found it, but you have to get very good at filtering information to find what the real shit is and what the bullshit is. And then you get to a point where you can just see what a bunch of other people are saying and look at people who have the life that you want and take it from them. And here in this situation, I hope to be that person for you, that you could learn a thing or two from, that you could actually apply to your life and skip a bunch of the pain that I went through. Now, you have to learn how the game works. You have to learn how the world works, because there's a certain set of rules to how the world actually works that we're never taught within the normal education system. Okay? This is basic universal laws. This is the law of cause and effect. This is the law of attraction. This is the law of polarity. This is the law of detachment, the law of gravity. All these basic things are how the world operates on a fundamental level and how it's operated for all of history. And you see a bunch of the great thinkers throughout history who bring up these same concepts, whether it's Tesla, whether it's Aristotle, whether it's Alexander the Great, whether it's Plato. All these people, although they have very different little specific, minute things that they may disagree on or have different worldviews on, even though they're in completely different times, the basis of what they're saying all has a similar underlying principle, right? You could bring this to anybody you think of, Leonardo da Vinci. Any of these people who have a key part in history have said a lot of the same things. It's just about connecting these things to figure out, hey, what is the basis of this and how can I use this to be able to actually apply within my life to be able to manifest the reality that I want? Because once again, you don't end up in a situation like this due to accident. You have to think it, you have to believe it, you have to see it very clearly in your mind, very vividly before you ever get it, right? So the first thing that I would do is I would learn how the world works. I would learn the power of my thoughts, because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. What you believe up here, your internal state of being, is always going to reflect itself in your external reality. However your external reality looks, that's just the effect. That's not the problem. If you don't like where you are in your life, your external reality is not the problem. That's simply a symptom of a problem or the effect to the cause, which is your internal thoughts. So you need to fix what's in here. You need to understand just how important it is to think proper good thoughts. As the Bible said, a good tree beareth good fruit. A bad tree beareth bad fruit. So in this context, your thoughts are going to bear whatever fruit your life is. So fix your thoughts. Think positive, abundant thoughts. Learn how to speak to yourself. How do you speak to yourself? What language do you talk to yourself with? Are you too harsh? Do you not understand yourself? Do you know yourself? Are you able to sit in a room for an hour without your phone? Genuine question. I know a lot of people who don't, that are unable to, that are so afraid by their thoughts and being alone that their whole entire reality is a complete mess. You need to know yourself. You need to meditate. You need to journal. You need to set goals. You need to do a lot of self-reflection and self-analysis, because this is a phase everybody has to go through. There's a period of isolation that you have to go through to know yourself, where you feel like an outsider. You're away from your friends, your family. There's this period of time where it's a gap between the version of yourself that you currently are and the version of yourself that you want. The version of yourself that you want to be is surrounded by a whole different group of people, a whole different social class. Obviously, you're still with your family and maybe some of your friends, hopefully. You never forget your family, and you still have maybe some of the friends that you grew up with that stay in your life. But generally speaking, you're going to be around a different class of individuals, a different group of individuals. So while you're trying to become that person, once you're in this position, still surrounding your old environments, around the same people, around the same environments, it's very difficult because you're not quite at this level and you're trying to break out of this level. So there's that in-between period where you're alone, where you're isolated. And this is foundational, this is formational for yourself, not just as an entrepreneur, but as a person within your self-development, to learn yourself and understand yourself as a human being. This is very important. You need to do all you can. You want to meditate, you want to journal, you want to take long walks by yourself, you want to reflect on how you want your life to look, and you want to try different philosophies to see what works for you, because we're all different. My specific worldview works for me. It might work for you, or there might be a slightly different worldview that works for you. Although again, the underlying principles are going to be the same thing. So when achieving the life of your dreams, you have to understand first and foremost how you need to think and applying these actual proper mental frameworks into the world. Because if you're going through the world, no matter how hard you're trying, with the wrong mental frameworks, you're never going to get the life that you desire. Your reality is always going to be way behind because your frequency, the level that you're thinking on, is not quite at the level where it needs to be. Because once again, everything around me is just a reflection of the current frequency I'm operating at. I've been able to go through certain experiences and elevate my consciousness to a certain level that my outer reality bends itself towards this. It's not a mistake that I always find myself in amazing, beautiful places because I'm so blessed by God, and Jesus Christ himself, the Lord and Savior, has blessed me with the right information, the right knowledge, and the right wisdom. For what purpose, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe it's to share it with you here today, but to be able to live such an incredible existence. So the thing is, once you understand how amazing your life is going to be whenever you pass that wall from being normally trapped inside the normal system, the normal matrix, whatever you like to call it, to being in this position, you would do whatever it took if you understood. Because the reality is, look, it's really hard. Right now, it's even easy to forget, even if it was just a short few years ago, or a couple years ago, or even a year ago, all the pain that I went through. Because once you get here, you're not focused on all the pain you went through. You're focused on how incredible of a life and experience you have and trying to help other people, bringing them up as well. Leaders know the way, they go the way, and they show the way. There's a lack of leaders in the world, but once you get to this point, you want to help other people get here, and it's easy to forget all the hard times you go through. But the reality is that everybody goes through these tremendously difficult times. Everybody feels like there's no light at the end of the tunnel and just keeps going one step forward, 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 forward. This happens to everybody. Many people have the very similar story. We might have slightly different details, but the general story of what we go through is all very the same. So you start to see whenever you get to a certain level, successful people generally think the same. There's slight differences, but everybody understands the basic principles. Because if you think with the basic principles, you're going to have a successful life and a successful reality. It's no wonder you go and talk to a millionaire and a billionaire and a nine-figure person, and everybody seems to just understand each other. Everybody operates at a certain level that when you go around the normal person and people that are in poverty, they just don't think on the same level. It's clear to see why people are in poverty at a certain point because you see how they talk to themselves, you see how they talk with the world, you see how they interact with the reality around them. You need to learn how things work. You need to learn how to play the game and putting the right information into here, putting the right food into your mouth and into your body, putting the right surroundings around you, because if you're able to curate all the right inputs around you, the output's naturally going to take care of itself. Far too many people do not reap. They're worried about reaping. They don't understand the problem isn't in the reaping. The problem's in the lack of sowing. Because if you sow the proper things, the reaping is going to take care of itself. It's universal laws. It's the law of cause and effect. It's said in the Bible as well. It's absolutely true, whether today, whether 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, these basic principles remain and will never change. It's how the world works, which is another reason, once again, you need to understand how the world works. All of these things are just me throwing out all of the different thoughts and ideas and philosophies that have truly helped me so much, which is why I'm so passionate about it, because I hope to see you reach that next level. I hope to see you around here with me, because once again, if you knew how amazing it was, you would go through all the pain, you'd go through all the difficulty, you would understand that even though it's so hard right now, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and you just got to keep pushing. You just have to. We all go through it. It's a rite of passage. If you don't go through it, you don't want it enough. You have to understand there is no quitting, there's no giving up. If you give up, you just didn't want it enough, and there's so many other people that want this very life that you have to beat out the next man beside you, because life is competition and life is war. Everybody's competing for the same things. People are competing for the same money, for the same cars, for the same women, for the same reality, and there's a finite amount of resources, so you need to position yourself ahead of the competition. But at the same time, you need to place a team around you of people who you could help rise up together with. Because rising tides lift all ships, and when you're around a team of people, you go very far. If you go alone, you can go fast, but you don't go far. You want to go with other people, because if you go with other people, you go very far when you're together. All this to say, wrapping it up, fix your thoughts, fix the information you get around you, learn these laws of the universe, learn how to manifest things into reality, learn how to utilize the law of attraction, learn how to visualize things, learn how to set goals on a micro level and achieve those. That way, when it comes to the bigger things, you're able to do that, because the way we do one thing is the way we do everything. And if you can achieve minor goals, you can achieve major goals. If you could achieve small levels of visualization, you could achieve big levels of visualization. And understanding all these things, that on the micro, you can do all these things which lead to the macro, you're able to manifest whatever life you want, and you can do it. Regardless of who says you can't, regardless of each and every person around you who might not believe in you. If your friends say you're crazy, good. If your family says you're crazy, good. If nobody believes in you, good. Because it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. It matters what you think, the conversations that you have with yourself, and it matters that you have faith in the Lord up above, and you believe in Jesus Christ, and you believe that Jesus put you here for a reason, so that you could do whatever it is that you're going to do, that you're receiving the information to go on a journey for yourself and go away from the straight path, go off the beaten road, and find whatever it is that you're brought here for. If you have belief in that, if you believe in God, if you believe in yourself, and you understand what you could do whenever you put your mind to it, you do anything you desire. I hope the best for you. I hope whatever your reality that you want to manifest and that you want to create for yourself, I hope you do it. Genuinely. Because putting positive thoughts out there, wanting to see other people do well, this is all part of the reality of operating at a high level frequency and being very positive, because when you put good things out, what do you expect to come back? Good things. Go after this, do something good for somebody else, somebody around you, whether it's the person at the grocery store, giving them a little bit of extra money, whether it's a homeless man, giving them something. Put something good out in the world. Watch good things come back to you, continue to compound it, do your best, think positive. As long as you apply all these principles within your life, there will come a point when you have everything you ever want. I, at this moment, don't have everything I ever want. I have a life that I always wanted, but I don't have everything I ever want. But over a long enough time frame, I will get everything I want without a doubt in my mind, because I understand how these things work, and it's just about putting in every single day actions, not giving up, continuing to improve myself, continuing to rise up above the current version of myself, continuing to push forward each and every single day, and everything that I want, I will get, the same way that everything you want, you could get. It's just a matter of making that decision, taking all these different things, applying them into your life, and I genuinely hope to see you at the top. I wish the best for you. Trust in God, do your absolute best, fix your thoughts, and you can do anything you set your mind to. See you on the next one.